All right, we are going to get started and do this power hour. So if you're watching the replay, you can just play this as many times as you want, and you can kind of go through the Success Club activity tracker and get a whole hour of work in. So I'm going to break down the Success Club activity tracker really quickly, which I know Tara knows well. But I'm going to break it down really quickly because there are a few things that kind of change from week to week. So I've printed it out. If you guys don't have a copy of this, this is in the, it's in our FamJam Empire group. It's in your back office under training. You can print it out. It actually is 2 pages. One is like the actual work you're doing, and the other one is a tracker for everyone you're talking to. You can use this, or you can use a journal. I actually use my Rise Up planner. Tara, do you use this?
I do.
Yeah. So I use that as well, and I actually, yeah, there you go. I write down everyone that I'm talking to in my planner instead of on that sheet. But you don't have to buy a planner. You can just literally go and print these out. So the first thing that you definitely want to do, and there's a couple of things, like print out a bunch of copies of this, or I've actually seen people print this out and laminate it, which I thought was a great idea, because then you can just have one and you can just keep doing it week after week. Writing the week in, checking off that you listen to the National Wake Up Call or the team call is always a good idea. Those are 2 training calls that are super important. My why is at the top. I think having your why, like first and foremost, is so important because it keeps you grounded in what you're doing. And instead of just checking off boxes, it's for a specific reason. Now, my why, when I write it on my weekly tracker, I try and not be like big visionary with my why on my tracker. I try to be like, I want to pay for my car payment this month. You know, like what's something tangible that you can work towards right now? You know, kids are going into activities. We're looking to create enough income so that I can pay for gymnastics for the kids. I want to help 3 women this month. I want to, like, whatever that is for you, I would write that down for like this week and this month. Let's like break it down to short term because we have our bigger why that we work on. And that's kind of the vision that we're working towards, but what's the why right now? Like what's something tangible that you can do right now? So I'm going to pause for 2 minutes and we can write down exactly what our why is for this week. Okay, and then right beside that is your target market as well on this side. And again, your target market, this is so important so that you know who you're talking to on social, and you want to connect with the people that are like-minded, because if you're connecting with people that aren't, one, you'll likely find that they just don't remain clients because you guys just don't mesh. And 2, it's hard to show up in a space for people that you don't connect with. When you connect with each other, like I can sit and do a Zoom chat here with Tara all day long because we get each other. Like we're very similar in a lot of what we do. And when you find your ideal market, it's just, you feel like you're working with friends, and it's a lot, I don't know, I find it a lot easier to show up every day when I vibe with everyone I'm working with than struggling. Like Jer has his crew of people, and I just don't relate to single guys. Like for me, that is something that I just can't relate to. So I don't market to it. So I don't cast the wide net. I try to bring it in a little bit. And I think it's important to understand that your target market will shift and adjust. Your target market, if you become pregnant, maybe your market becomes women who are pregnant. If you just had a baby, your market can be relatable to new moms. If your kids are going into school, now here's a new transition into another market of like, how are you handling school and school lunches and homework and everything else that comes with that. So I think as your kids grow and as you come into different seasons, your market will change, or if something, you know, happens in your life, your market kind of changes depending on what's going on. So take a second to write down who your target market is based on where you're at in your life right now. Maybe just write down like 4 points about who that person is and why they would maybe be struggling. And for me, I'll just share like right now, my target market, my market is always moms. It doesn't mean that I only have moms. That's just typically who I speak to. And moms right now, we're in a season of getting back to school, summer ending, back to school. So that's kind of what I want to speak to. And I am looking to really build our team. So for me, I'm looking for moms who are on maternity leave that don't want to go back to work and want to quit the 9 to 5. So that's kind of my target market. Okay. Number 1 is be proof that the products work, work out and drink Shakeology. I've already done my workout today. So I'm going to check that off, which I have to remember what day it is. I woke up this morning. I have no idea what day it was. And drink your Shakeology. So checking those things off. The other good thing about those 2 things is those are 2 stories. So now in your Instagram stories, show that you're getting your workout in, and show that you're making a shake or what you make your shake with. I always try to say, like, don't be super like in your face about product, but maybe showing the powder, like everything in your blender and like a bird's eye view of what's in your blender ready to go. Or like, Tara, you're amazing at your smoothie bowls. If you guys haven't seen her smoothie bowls, like that picture of that and showing that, and I'm pretty sure you show it almost every single day. Yeah, like they're awesome and they're pretty and they look good and it's visual, like it's a good visual for your stories and even on your feed. Like those things are incredible. So find different ways to show it, but definitely show it. Same with, I kind of add any product into there. So like Energize, with collagen now, Hydrate if you're using it, beach bars, any of that stuff. Like beach bars, unwrap the beach bar and like take a picture of the beach bar. It's just ways to show it without the actual name of it. But people want to know, what are you eating? What are you doing? How are you getting where you're going? Okay, I'm going to skip to number 3 just for a quick second because I want to do the block of our work in number 2. So number 3 is get people results, contribute to your challenge group. So do a post in your challenge group. If you're sharing a group with another coach, just go in there and make sure you're active. Make sure you are posting that you got a workout in that day. And if you didn't, share your struggle. Like share whatever it is that you didn't do. If it's rest day, share it's rest day. If it's you got injured, if it was just a busy day, life got in the way, share whatever it is. Just contribute to your challenge group in some way and comment on everyone's posts. That for me, I try to do in the morning and I try to do at night. I used to be in my groups 24/7, but it took time away from getting like the bulk of my work done in my business. So I try and do that first thing in the morning after my workout. And then I try to do it again at some point in the evening and know that my check-in points are sufficient because not everyone else is waiting in that group either for you. Recognizing achievement. This one here is so important and so often forgotten. If you are running your own challenge group, recognize your challengers. You can do it publicly in your group. You can do it privately in a message. You can do it on Instagram stories saying, recognizing someone for an achievement, but also recognizing people just for the work they're doing. Recognize them for showing up every day. Recognize them for working out every day. Recognize them for starting a nutrition plan, like whatever. Find something big or small. Recognize someone every single day. People want to be seen. They want to be heard. And this piece here is the biggest piece to get referrals from people. When you recognize people in your groups, especially your challengers, you will get more referrals from them because they feel more connected to you. So don't forget that piece. It's super important. And then responding to questions from customers and coaches. Again, I try and do that in the morning and at night. So we're going to leave that piece out, but try and keep that whole thing to like 30 minutes in a day. It's like a quick in and out. You can even schedule your posts so that you don't have to worry about doing that every day. Number 4, engage in personal development, 15 minutes, build it in your morning routine. Just get up and read for 15 minutes. If you watched our team call from last night, the 26th of August, you can search it up in the group. It really just hit home about personal development. Like it was awesome, but it's so true that when I'm not in a space of doing personal development, I can feel it in my business. And I have to say I've been pretty consistent. There haven't been many days where I haven't done personal development in the past year, but there are days that you don't do it, or you go on vacation and you just have that week where you don't have it. So for me, baby's wake. For me, I I notice and I can feel it. So keep up with your personal development. And again, 15 minutes, make it a podcast. Download podcasts on Spotify, listen to them on your way to work, listen to them in the shower, whatever you need to do, get in your personal development. Okay, number two, let's do like our huge chunk of work in here. I'm going to set timers. So we have 45 minutes that I'm going to be on here with you guys from now on. So I'm going to set timers for us. We'll do 15 minutes. I'm trying to like do quick math in my head. We'll do 15 minutes of initiating connections and adding followers on social media. So go into either Instagram or Facebook. Honestly, it does not matter to me which one you want to go into. In Facebook, I actually really love diving into mom groups or groups on Facebook. This has been like my new thing that I've been doing, and just initiating connections. So commenting on a post that's up, being relatable to people, just talking within the group and not necessarily in the DMs. So for me, I'm really liking just having that conversation with people. So I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes. If you have a group that you're a part of, then dive into the group and just go and start talking to people in the comments on the main feed so that people can see what you're saying. If you're not in a Facebook group, you can do this on somebody's Facebook page. Go to their page. So friends, families, people that, friends of friends, whatever, go to people's pages and comment on some of their first few posts. If you relate to them. If you don't relate to them, then don't. On Instagram, search something, search a hashtag and go and initiate connections with people. So I want you to go to their account, go to the last 3 to 5 posts and comment on every single post and like a bunch of them. So that's all we're going to do. We're not following up with an invite for any of these people. We're literally just connecting with people. So I'm going to start 15-minute timer and we'll go ahead. All right, it's started. And when I post this video, if you guys have questions or you're confused, just comment and I will answer your questions. I will say another good way to initiate connections is on Instagram. If you go to like a target account, so save some target accounts in your collections is what I do. And then you can go into the target account and their last 5 posts, go into the comment section and just reply to people's comments and then go to their profiles and comment on some of their pictures. It's a great way to start building a connection with people. Another great idea when you're leaving comments is to like ask questions so that you can keep the conversation going. All right, if you're like good, we still have like 8 minutes. If you're good with commenting and stuff, keep going. I'm just gonna show you, hopefully you can see my screen. I'm gonna show you my screen and kind of exactly what I do. Hopefully this helps. Can you guys see that? Kind of. So here's an account. This is Cat and Nat. I use them often just because they have a huge following and they're a mom. They're all about moms. Like the only people that follow them are moms. So for me, a target account, this is a good account for me to build relationships with. So what I like to do is I like to go into the first 9 posts here because they're the most recent. Make sure the person that you're going into is like actually posting every single day, or a couple times a week at least. And I'll go into their first picture, their latest post, and then open up all the comments. So once I open up all the comments, it's bright. You can read what the post is about, like know what people are commenting on. And then from here, these are all the people I connect with. So I will reply to comments on here. I will like some of these comments. And then I'll also click into that account and I'll see if they are a public account. I'll go and I'll follow and like a bunch of their stuff. If it's a private account, if their bio seems like someone I'd connect with, hometown realtor, horseback riding, mountain hiker, wannabe photographer. Yeah, I'll give her a follow. But I can't connect with her. I can just follow her. I don't know. I know she's active on social media because she's commenting, but I can't really build a bigger connection other than replying to her comment on that last post. So then I'll go back out of there and then just pick somebody else. I mean, literally, I go off of pictures. So beautiful. I need amazing women like y'all in my life is the comment. Great. She's looking for a tribe. I want to connect with her. Again, Lisa, I'll go and comment on her comment, if that makes any sense. I'll comment on here and reply back saying like, same, I love community too. Where are you from? Like something, just trying to start a conversation with her. But that's what I'll do. And you just keep going through all these people. Like it's endless to build connections when you find a big account that has a lot of activity happening on it. So this is where I'm going to spend the majority of my time right now is just commenting on here. So find yourself that account. If it's Cat and Nat, go make a Cat and Nat. If it's like whoever it is, just find that bigger account that has like they have 406,000 followers. So find an account that's big like this, that's very active, that's in your target market, and every single day you could literally spend hours in this rabbit hole of connecting with people and finding people. But set yourself a timer and just do it for 15 minutes every day. Does that make sense, Tara? I saw you nodding a lot. So, okay, good. Okay, we have 5 more minutes left, so I'm going to keep going. The other thing I'll say to that is like some of those accounts that you go into, you'll notice at the top it says liked by. It tells you who of your friends like this. So immediately it gives you more connection with them too. And sometimes I'll go in and I'll even like tag a friend I know has liked it because I can see who's liked it. I'll tag them and be like, oh my gosh, this was hilarious. Or just start a conversation with someone on someone else's post. It's a great way to get out of DMs and feel like you're constantly selling to people. So hopefully that helps too. All right, time's up. Okay, we're gonna check that off. Hopefully you were able to make some connections. It's for me, I don't write anything down in that one. You can write names down if you want to, but I honestly am just looking to build a connection with my following. I'm just looking to kind of like give back in that section, and I'm looking to build my following on social. So I don't write any names down. The intent is not to sell to any of those people. The intent is just to build connections and relationships. Do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or call to action. I'm going to leave this to you guys to do at the end. So as soon as we're done in 30 minutes, if we have time at the end, we'll get started on it. But we're going to skip down this one. And I just want to talk about our stories really quickly. So when you do a post, do the activities in the training. There is your avatar. There's a lot of activities that you can do in the training section on the FamJam Academy website. So do some of that stuff to make sure that you know what you're posting about, what are you talking about, what are you showcasing. All of that stuff is important, and you can just kind of rotate through a lot of it. So make sure that you go and do that, and I will leave that to you guys to do homework kind of on your own. Your stories. So workout clips, I mean, we already did our workout and posted about it, so we're going to check off workout clips. Product use. I talked about my Energize and collagen this morning, so I'm going to check that off. And again, if you haven't done any of this, don't check it off yet, but just keep these in the back of your mind. These things for me are like so quick to add every single day because I've been doing them so consistently for so many months now. So make sure that you kind of get the hang of what you're supposed to be doing, and then it becomes a little more natural for you. Healthy meal or meal prep. I haven't done that yet, so that'll be something that happens later. I usually do that for lunch or for dinner. Invitation, promote, or call to action. I've had a call to action on my poll this morning because it was collagen launch day, so I had a call to action on there for the collagen launch. Recognition and shout out. I haven't done one of those yet publicly, so I need to do one of those. And again, recognition and shout out can be, it doesn't have to be something big that someone's done. It can literally be like a huge shout out to all my girls who were rocking their workout this morning. Shout out to everyone who showed up on the Zoom call today. Shout out to a new coach. If you welcomed a new coach, you can ask them for their picture and then put their picture on your stories and welcome them to your team. Same with challengers. You can say like, hey, can I share a picture of you on my social to say that you're a part of the group? If they're uncomfortable with that, totally okay. But show people out from other teams. Like if someone did something really big, if it was Kim, if it was us, if it was anyone on this team, like just anybody, you can shout them out for that. But even recognizing like this mom shows up every single day. This mom has been so consistent on her journey. Things like that, like recognize literally anything. So we're going to move on to responding to all new likes, comments, or views. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. And again, this one here, what I want you guys to do, I'm going to set the timer and I'll talk as we go through it. 1 second. Okay, started. So go into again, you can do this on Facebook and on Instagram. One thing that I will say is when you're doing your post, I'll post on Instagram. You have the option to push it automatically to Facebook. Don't do that. If you write your post on Instagram, I typically write my post in my notes section, and then I copy it and I paste it into Instagram, and then I copy it and I paste it into Facebook. I keep them separate. The reason being the algorithms like authentic posts and not post push from another platform. So if you are posting on Instagram first and sharing it to Facebook, just untoggle the share button and copy your post and then go and paste it into Facebook. It takes an extra 2 seconds, but it definitely helps. And I think it shows up for your audience on Facebook. If they're not on Instagram, it still shows that you're showing up in both spaces to them. So go into either Instagram or Facebook. I'm going to go into Instagram. I'm going to go to my last post. And you can kind of work backwards from here. Unless you know the last post that you worked from, then work from that one, whatever is easier for you. But go into your posts. Go into, when you click on your posts, you can see, I don't know if you can see here, you can see who's liked it. And then you can see any comments that are on here too. I try and comment to people right away. So most of for me, this section, responding to new comments, is usually already done. But make sure you go and you respond to any comments on your last few posts if you haven't done that yet. And then at the top, you can click on whoever it is and others. Click on others. And then it shows you all of the people who have liked it. It also shows you if you're following them or if you're not following them. So for me, someone that I'm not following and that's liking my post, that's probably someone I want to go and look at their account and give them some likes back. So what I'm doing right here is I'm connecting with all these people. I'm not inviting them right now. I'm going to go into each one of their accounts. I'm going to go like a couple of their posts and I'm going to go comment on some of their posts. If it pulls me to, I will go and I will message them. So we're going to spend 5 minutes here and then we're going to jump into our stories. So do this either on Facebook or on Instagram. I try not to do this if you have extra time. What I like to do is I like to note or follow if I find someone that has liked my post. So this person has liked my post. They're posting about back to school lunches for kids. This is someone that I will relate to, like, of course, right away. And they've used some hashtags in their post about it. So what I want to do is I actually am just going to write down some of these hashtags because it gives me more ideas. One, you can't see my phone there. It gives me more ideas for hashtags, and I can follow and search these hashtags. Hi, little man. What you doing? And then my baby voice comes out. Morning. You gonna work with us? He's like, how are you talking to me? I don't get it. We're just responding to all of our likes right now on Instagram and Facebook. T. So I'm just writing down, I was writing down some hashtags that this person put on one of their posts. They liked one of my posts and they had some cool hashtags that I'm writing down. So I have in my notes section on my phone a whole list of hashtags that I can use for my posts. And I have them by category. So I'll have like nutrition posts, empowering women, whether it's to do with mom life, parenting. I kind of break them down by category and then I can copy and paste them into my post based on whatever my post is about. But I just want to show you guys while we're here that if you click on any one of those hashtags, it actually brings you to a bunch of posts from that hashtag. So you can follow that hashtag if you want to, and then it comes up in your feed. I click something. And then it comes up in your feed. So, and then I also like to go to most recent because these are the most recent ones that people have posted. The top ones, honestly, these top ones probably have hundreds of thousands of likes because this is a pretty big hashtag, 500,000 posts in it. These ones here, I'm probably going to get lost in the mix trying to connect with anyone that's here. So I like to go to recent because recent, it doesn't matter how many likes they have. It literally is the people who've just most recently used that hashtag. You can also click on the circle up top. That's stories that are using this hashtag. So when you use hashtags in your stories, if people are looking at the hashtag, this is how they find you because they're looking at the stories to do with that hashtag. So it's always good to hashtag your stories so people can start following it. But just an extra little tip. I'm going to continue liking other people's stuff that have liked my stuff. So as I'm liking stuff, like there's some people that I'm noticing have liked stuff over and over again. They just keep coming up in my likes. And there's some people that I notice are brand new. So if it's someone that keeps coming up over and over again, oftentimes I will write their name down so that I can go back and I can invite them. If it's someone new, I don't invite them right away. I just go to their page, I watch their stories if they have any, I comment on anything that resonates with me, and then I comment on their last couple of posts as well. And then if they're my target market, I follow them back too. All right, you guys, we're gonna stop that. Now, I legit could probably sit and do that for about an hour every single day. Just because, again, I find it takes me into the rabbit hole of connecting with people. So while it's really good to sit in that space, we're going to move on and we're going to move into the next thing, which is inviting. So you can check off responding to all likes and comments, but I caution one of two things. If you don't have a ton of time, like set the timer for yourself, because I find I get into the rabbit hole and then I just get completely lost and I don't have time for everything. But if you have more time, then go back in and do that stuff again. Like just repeat anything that we're doing. Just keep doing this every single day. And we're going to end with inviting and follow ups. But again, if this is a place where you struggle, start with this first. So the next time we do a power hour, I'm actually going to start with inviting and follow-ups. And if this is a place where you leave it to the last thing and it's the one thing that never gets checked off, it's one of the most important parts as well. So if you skip this part, then maybe put it first the next time you do a power hour. Or if you did a power hour and this was all that we could get through today, which is a lot, like we've checked off a ton of boxes already on the sheet. So if this is what you got done today, celebrate it. Like it's a huge win and keep going. And if you can invite or follow up with people later on tonight for 10 minutes, then go do that. Or if you don't get to it tomorrow morning, just start where you left off. Anything that's unchecked tomorrow, check those things off first. So we're going to end. We've got 8 minutes left. So we're going to end and we're going to invite people or follow up with people that you've invited. The question is always, who do I invite? You invite people that you've been talking to. You invite close family and friends if you want to have them a part of your space. I have some family and friends that I just wouldn't invite because we're not on the same level. Like we just wouldn't jive, or the group wouldn't be effective for them. So inviting people right off the bat saying, hey, I'm super excited about this journey, or inviting people that have been really watching your stuff for a long time, for a couple days in a row. Even if they're watching your stories, you can go and invite them. It's typically where I invite from. I'll go to my stories and I'll just invite people off of my stories. So I'm going to set a timer, stop talking, 7 minutes, and then we'll be done, you guys. I'll let you know when time's up. All right, and go. And if you don't know, I will show you right here on your stories. Go to your own stories here and then swipe up. And this shows you everyone who's watching your stories. I know it's kind of fuzzy or it's kind of bright. But then you can go right into here and you can click on their account and then you can go like some of their stuff, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm just messaging them. If you have a poll up, I will say this because I have had this come up. If you have a poll and people are answering your poll, reply to it right from here. Send the arrow because then it shows them. I'll show you right now. When it's sending the message from here, it shows them the story that you're replying to so that they know what poll they answered because they probably forgot what they actually clicked on your account anyways. All right, inviting happening. Okay, we are done right at 8 a.m. Look at that. I'm never down time. All right, so keep going if you have time. Keep following, inviting, get up, stretch, move, jump around, whatever you need to do to keep your energy levels up. But honestly, this every single day will start to continue to build relationships and build connections. And 1 hour, literally, I will do this 1 or 2 times a day, and it's easy to get off track, and it's easy to think that you know what you're doing and not use the Success Club activity tracker. I tried that for a couple of months, and I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I not close to Success Club? Why am like, what is happening? And it's because I stopped using the tracker for a little while, because I thought I knew it. And I knew it because I was using it consistently, and then I stopped using it, and I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I forgot 5 of these things, or I wasn't spending enough time in different areas, or I didn't realize that I was only inviting and not connecting, or I was only connecting, not inviting. So use the tracker. We're going to do another one of these this week, but I'm probably going to try and do an evening one, so stay tuned for that, and rewatch this as many times as you need to. See ya.